It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Portland Trail Blazers at Moda Center. For Portland, going up against a capable opponent, but you see their confidence. This one they really feel they should win. They'll look to come out strong and throw the first punch. And Damian Lillard has been in the top tier of point guards ever since he came into the league. You never hear much about him being the best point guard, but he has to be right up there. I mean, he's got to be right up. No, but he's got to be right up there.
Yeah, he's underrated, though. The fans underrate him.
The point I'm trying to make, Kenny, if you let me finish, he's got to be right up there.
Okay, I thought you said
Has he got to be right up there?
He's up there. I'm just saying that we don't hear about him being the best because he's not. But he is close. He is close. He's in the top.
Kind of reminds me of what I said. He's up there.
He's up there.
How close is he up there?
I mean, he's up there pretty close. He gets overlooked by the media, and but he's as good as any scorer at the point guard position in the league. He's up there.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you found this
entertaining.
He's
not the best, though.
He's up there.
If you didn't find it entertaining, I hope at least you found it time-consuming. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
We are live in Portland as the Trailblazers are about to go into this interconference contest. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Washington is working their way through a road trip into today's game. These are the games that challenge you, guys. They will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And when I look at Washington, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
This makes you wonder, will they continue to be inconsistent as the season progresses? At this point, they look like they're still finding out their identity as a team, which is why they have struggled.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Now, Lehigh's C.J. McCollum has taken full advantage of his opportunity with the Blazers. McCollum said, "I already knew what I could do. People are starting to realize that I'm here to stay." And Kevin, his coach Terry Stotts says its time has come.
It certainly has, D.A. Love the mindset McCollum has, stepping right into the starting two-guard spot with great confidence. And tonight, the matchup at the center position is certain to draw attention. Not something we say every night because the bigs don't seem to be stressed. But tonight, Chris, that is a factor.
Thank God big guys are back in the game. Kevin, you know, I got this opinion that there's a conspiracy against the big guys. I mean, hey, big guys played in this basketball. You guys remember a guy by the name of Mikan? He was pretty big. So, yeah, tonight we have a great center matchup. Can't wait to watch this.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2, Porter the 3. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Frazier in at the 1. Doubled by McCollum. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. Frazier kicks to Morris. Doubled by Vonleh. Here's Beal. Vonleh with the rebound. Wizards on D. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And that's what can happen on the road. You have to be aggressive and try to disrupt them out of their normal routine.
Washington with a fresh shot clock. Looking at Portland, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pelicans.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Well, the opponents ran some pretty good sets, too. I mean, let's be honest, creating some nice open looks.
Frazier outside. Morris right side. Tries a three. Another miss by Frazier. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Washington called for the foul.
Well, Lillard is one of the most dangerous scorers in the game. A remarkable point guard who knows how to lead his team.
The Trailblazers shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
2 shots.
And he makes the first. Well, Greg, for 2 straight seasons before this, the Wizards have had a starting 5 that all average double figures on the year. The engine of this offense, I think, is the backcourt. But they can all hurt you, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin. Having a balanced offense like they do makes it tough for teams to prepare defensively. You can't just double or key in on Wall or Beal because they do a great job of facilitating. I think the bigger question moving forward is just going to be what will the impact of that bench be? And ultimately, that's going to determine whether they can contend.
Hits the three-point bomb.
Oh, Beal is a skilled distributor. I mean, he has a sense for when one of his teammates has a clean look at the bucket.
Lillard attacking. The rebound by Gortat. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Frazier dishes to Beal. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Puts up a 3.
He's still looking to get into a groove this quarter.
Shot by Frazier, no good. Lillard kept alive. And Nurkic gets it to go.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's already a second foul. He may have to spend some time on the bench to stay out of early foul trouble.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Frazier kicks to Gortat. Right side, Porter. Shot clock at 5. Here's Frazier.
And their three-point shot is just off the mark to start the game.
Another miss by Frazier. That one goes. Count it.
You got to appreciate the confidence of McCullough. Isn't scared of going down in the pinks amongst the trees.
Frazier the pass to Porter. That's tipped. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for Portland.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Frazier outside. Dishes it to Porter. Just 4 to shoot. He tries for 3.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Lillard, he makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Frazier dishes to Porter. Doubled by McCollum. They get a hand on it. Nurkic with the steal. McCollum kicks to Connaughton. Here's Nurkic. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. Nurkic has got his second basket of the game.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington. And Chris, as the season gets going, a lot of players start having lengthy road trips. Just how hard is it to play on the tail end of, say, a 5, 6, or a 7-game trip?
It's terrible. You miss the comforts of home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food, your habits, or being on the road, or you just miss all the good things about home, your family, and things like that. But you have to love these trips. One, if you're a player, because they set up time for chemistry. It's the most time you get to spend with your teammates. You really get to bond and get to know who each other are. Secondly, it takes a toll on that team. It wears you down. It sets you up for failure when you come home. And what's great about that is every team has to go through it.
Right.
So this is the NBA. It has to be the hardest league, the hardest schedule. And so it's tough, but, you know, that's what we do as players in this league. And so I love it because everyone does it. And I've always said it, sports are so fair because it's unfair to us all. And that's an unfair part of the game, but you got to get through it. You got to battle it, and you got to get through it.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Bradley Beal. Averaging about 22 points per, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, think about this. He definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days.
Now, here is Morris. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. And now Portland on the break. Lillard with the ball. The second effort, and Nurkic finishes inside. Nurkic has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They've built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
Now here's Frazier. On the wing, Morris. Looking to end the run. A shot by Frazier, no good.
Wow, he's really been dragging him down tonight.
Lillard attacking, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And when you look at Damian Lillard, Rookie of the Year back in 2013, tremendous confidence from day one.
A quiet assassin who carries himself with humility. He lets his game do the talking.
One shot.
And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight, Greg, to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
You know, they used to say Markieff Morris was once a locker room distraction. But he's found a home here. He seems more at peace with the situation. He's putting up solid numbers at the forward spot.
Two.
That free throw missing. You talked to Markieff Morris about those times in Phoenix. He and Coach Hornacek still talk as they went their separate ways. Seems it was just a bad situation for everyone.
Oh, yeah, when you're on a sinking ship, everyone will lash out. I'm glad Morris has put that behind him and able just to concentrate on playing basketball.
And he sinks the second.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep, and he can definitely lock you up on D as well.
Here's Lillard, rebounded by the Wizards. Last time they met was in Washington.
And really, man, they played their hearts out. Missed a couple opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Absolutely right, Greg. That's all it takes. A play here, a play there, a detail that isn't accounted for, it stings. Well, it took some time to develop, but Otto Porter is starting to put everything together. He was considered a bit of a project when he came into the NBA, drafted 3rd overall, but all the promises now being fulfilled as he is a great do-it-all forward.
That one is off. And you forget at times that Otto Porter was taken 3rd overall, Chris, as you mentioned. He's shown great development. He's had a big jump in play year after year.
Yeah, but so often guys who are considered projects that are picked early, they never develop. Porter was a risk, but made sure he lived up to his draft spot.
And he sinks the second.
You know, the versatility of Porter is huge. I mean, he's an outstanding perimeter defender, in addition also to being a proven scorer.
Again, the miss by Lillard.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Frazier kicks to Porter. Back to Frazier. Morris a screen. Frazier against Lillard. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Morris. Kept alive by Washington. Here's Porter. Nurkic with the block. Tipped away. Kicks it out to McCollum. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. McCollum's got 6 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Morris outside. He kicks to Gortat. There's the dish to Frazier. There's a screen by Gortat. Doubled by Vonleh. Porter outside. And again, Washington no good.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
And Lillard gets it to go.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Frazier the pass to Porter. Back to Frazier for 3. Sinks the triple. He's got 6.
Like the vision from Porter, not just looking for his own shot, constantly looking to get it to the open man.
Lillard, no good on that one. Good work defensively by Morris. Frazier outside. Expanding his range. And that one is off. Now Portland takes it the other way. Over in the corner, Lillard. Over Frazier. There's Vonleh. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And the Trailblazers lead by 17. Washington calls timeout. And, of course, NBA players have all reached this pinnacle through dedication, through very hard work. Chris, can you talk about the hard work and effort that goes into playing and succeeding at this NBA level?
Well, if you're in high school or middle school, when your friends are at the movies, you're on the basketball court. When your friends are hanging out at a party, you're at the basketball court. When your friends and his family are on vacation, you're at the basketball court. I don't think many people understand the dedication. You know, for many guys, it's more than 4 hours a day in the gym, and a lot of that is just sitting in the gym, just smelling the gym. You know, of course you're going to work out, of course you're going to shoot, but it's everything basketball. You know, on my wall I had Dominique, Magic, Bird. I had all these guys, Isaiah, cut out magazines, and I would put their pictures on my wall and work out and do push-ups looking at them. And I would know their moves. I would know everything. You know, I remember Kenny Smith after his dunk contest. He stood at the free throw line and threw the ball between his legs, threw it off the backboard and dunked. I went in the backyard in Detroit, shoveled the snow, and we worked on that dunk all night, freezing. I mean, you have to love it. So, you know, when you love something, my father taught me it's not work. And so you got to start with the love, and then all the other work and dedication is just part of the journey.
I love the message, but boy, I like that Kenny Smith story. That is a great, great story.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Meeks on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum. Porter kicks to Meeks. Drops in the tray. Meeks got himself on the board with 3 there.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Nurkic in the post, guarded by Mahimi, and the layup is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Porter with it. Al-Farouq Amino covering. Nice ball movement by Washington. Back to Meeks. Here's Satoransky, and it's off from three-point range.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Inside, wide open look, and good. He got the English that time as it falls.
Oh, that's the goal every trip. Get the good look from close range.
The 11-footer. Another miss by Nurkic. Wizards trail by 16. Nurkic with the double team. And a wide open look for Porter. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, that's the shot they're looking for. A clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
Aminu with the bucket.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
Now, here's Meeks. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
Maybe he should look to pass the ball right now and get his teammates involved, because right now, his shot's not falling. He's ice cold.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
Here's Mahinmi. Great D that time from Nurkic. Portland leading by 20. Rebound by Mahinmi.
The D doing everything they can to cut him off on his way to the hoop.
Porter with it. Al-Farouq Aminu covering. And the shot is good.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Here's Nurkic. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got 3 assists tonight.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
He is a fantastic athlete for a power forward. Whatever he lacks in height, he makes up for it with hops.
Here's Satoransky. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
You can build a lead in a number of ways. Obviously, rebounding has been the backbone of their efforts all night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
To the left side wing. Outside, Porter takes a 3. Mark that as his 5th miss in 7 shots.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
Here's Satoransky. His last outing, he had 8 points. Doubled by McCollum. Pass to Oubre. And Satoransky kicks to Meeks. Good on the 3-point shot. Meeks got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Shot's good by Turner.
You can't let Turner jump all over you. Effective at tearing the D apart on the drive with his athleticism and his speed.
Here's Oubre. The putback. Aminu grabs the miss. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's McCollum. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Look at the fearlessness of McCullum. A smaller guard who's willing to get whacked when he's going to the rack.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
And the evolution of McCullum has been fun to watch, and he's not done yet. I mean, an efficient guard who shoots the lights out.
And Portland making a change here. Leonard's checked in, and a switcher also for Washington. Smith has checked in. And he's good on the second. 20 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Satoransky. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. McCollum dishes to Napier. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. The Trailblazers have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Napier. 6 seconds left here in the opening quarter. It's Meeks outside. And so it's Portland finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to the action after this word. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of business.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, the Trailblazers enjoying a nice lead here.
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Washington, Oubre out there with Jason Smith. Then it's Jody Meeks. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Satoransky in at the point.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated. Yeah, and Myers Leonard last season returning from a left shoulder surgery, his numbers took a dip. When healthy, though, he's 7'1", can spread the floor, a center. Not many of those.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
The offensive rebound. Aminu with the bucket. Aminu's got 10 points in the game.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Now, here's Meeks. He's got 6. Oubre passes to Meeks. Here's Satoransky. Good on the three-point shot. Satoransky's got his first 3 points of the game. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Leonard kicks to Napier. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And there's the feed to Meeks. Smith kicks to Satoransky. Now the pass to Oubre. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Satoransky. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Turner inside. Back to Leonard. Right wing. Here's Aminu. That's short off the rim.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Meeks dishes to Smith. pass to Satoransky. And again, Washington with the triple.
Well, check this out. He didn't have any threes in the first, but he kept shooting, and now he just knocked down his second in a row.
Napier, count that bucket. Napier's got 4 points this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Washington calls timeout. And Chris, I know you started doing a podcast, Fearless or Insane, with Chris Webber, an opportunity to have some meaningful conversations. What's that been like?
It's been great, Kevin. I've gotten a chance to talk to some friends, some mentors like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I've gotten to speak to him about what it was like playing for Wooden, what it was like coming up in the crazy 60s in that time. And, you know, he's such a thoughtful and a great individual. So to hear his stories about he and Muhammad Ali, he and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great figures is just wonderful. I also got to speak to track legends John Carlos and Tommy Smith, who in the 1968 Olympics, we've seen them kind of protest when they put their fist up in defiance and kind of put their voice out for the voiceless. And I got to talk to them about how tough of a moment that was. Did they know the sacrifice that they were making? What happened, the backlash to what happened? And then all these years later, do they feel kind of vindicated that we're showing them so much love and people around the world appreciated what they've done? So we try to just discuss fearless or insane. You know, they say insane is doing the same thing over, expecting a different result, where these guys put their lives on the line.
Yes.
And they kind of knew that it necessarily wouldn't change the arc of justice, but they felt that they had to do it. And so it's just some cool conversations with people and athletes that were much more than an athlete. And I've learned a lot, and it's been a cool podcast.
Now, here's Vonleh. After Markieff Morris's miss, and the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. For Portland, they have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
One shot.
Free throw good, Damian Lillard. Chris, if you were on the rules committee, what rule change would you like to see the NBA make going forward?
Kevin, there's not a rule I'd necessarily have changed, but I'd ask them to kind of reinterpret a couple of rules, and that goes with the flagrant foul. I often see so many plays that are just hard fouls called as flagrant fouls, and that can affect not only a player and later on whether it's a flagrant 2, but it can affect the game. It can affect the next game by how it's interpreted by a player being kicked out because of that. And so I just want to take the sensitivity or put the toughness back into that. So many flagrant fouls are called and they're not going at the head, or they're chopping down on the wrist. And I just like to see it get back to be interpreted as it was a little while ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago.
Now, here is Morris. After the miss from Damian Lillard. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4, and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Frazier outside. And Morris throws it down.
Wow. The size of Morris helps him down low, especially when he decides to sky high for the dunk.
Lillard attacking, and he uses the glass on the layup. Lillard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
Now, here is Morris. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for Washington.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
For Portland, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. And the basket by Lillard.
The awareness of Lillard. Excellent at staying calm and collected in the post, even when the D is all over him.
Here is Frazier, following the score by Damian Lillard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that third foul.
Now here's Frazier. 9 points in the game so far. Outside, Beal. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Beal's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Frazier against Lillard. Good on the shot. And this motion offense of Terry Stotts, a great fit for the roster of the Blazers.
Well, he's a coach who builds his system around his talent, not the other way around. Great firepower, especially in the backcourt. He's done a great job of exploiting it.
Here's Beal, following the score by Damian Lillard. Jumps up, and Lillard throws it down.
Got to always know where Lillard is on the floor. Great offensive player who can score from anywhere.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. It's Beal on the wing. And Gortat kicks to Frazier. There's a screen by Gortat. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. And let's quickly jump to the 2K leaderboard to find out which point guards have been the highest scorers over the last month. Damian Lillard is second.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
It really shows how deep that position is and how every player has to bring their A game every night.
Porter's gotten only 2 of his 8 attempts to fall from the floor. Here's Vonleh. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Morris. For Washington, they've gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. Poked loose. Frazier against Lillard. There's a screen by Gortat. Turner with the steal. And they're on the break. Here's Lillard. Nice D from Frazier. Washington's gone 4 of 7 on 3-point shots in the second quarter. And there's Porter on the assist from Beal. And that's now 7 points for Otto Porter Jr.
Porter's confidence continues to surge. A skilled sniper off the triple.
The Wizards have gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Knocked away and stolen by Lillard. Here's Connaughton. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Oh, Lillard's so solid at moving the ball. When one of his guys has a clean look, he quickly gets it to him.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
From the high post. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Lillard's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Frazier kicks to Beal. They double-team Beal. And here's Morris for 3. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 24. It's stolen by Frazier. He dishes it to Morris. Over Vonleh. Morris, no good. Trailblazer shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it.
Lillard is such a crafty finisher. Even when he takes a pounding, he sticks with it.
Well, there have been a lot of great young big men come into the league over the last couple of years. Chris, do you think the post position is about to make a comeback in the league right now?
I think it definitely could make a comeback because of the players that we've seen enter into this game, like Cat and Davis and Embiid. But I also think that, the game has grown because we've had to see players like Larry Bird on the post extend his game to three-point area. We got to see Hakeem Olajuwon get the first big crossover. So I don't know if the game will ever be the same with traditional posts, but I do know the game is in good hands with guys that have great skill sets, and so the big man is definitely back.
Free throw good, Damian Lillard. Washington shooting very well, 56% from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's the screen. Frazier kicks to Gortat. Nurkic with the double team. Here's Frazier. Gortat trying to break loose. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Morris has got 8.
Wow. Morris is a physical guy. Solid at staying active on the boards and gobbling up these rebounds.
And that one's good by Davis.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here is Frazier after Ed Davis's score. And here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. The 15-footer, good. Lillard's got 29.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Morris a screen. Frazier kicks to Beal. To the middle. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Lillard. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And that's 31 points for Lillard.
Lillard, just an outstanding player. A guy you can count on to score on the post thanks to his quick release.
There's a screen by Gortat. Frazier kicks to Gortat. They get a hand on it. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Damian Lillard. Right around 25 points per, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
And he got off to a nice start, but has...
Lillard is phenomenal at penetrating to the bucket with his speed, athleticism, difficult to slow down.
Washington shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Frazier kicks to Porter. Now Gortat, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Nice ball movement by Washington. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Frazier. And the shot is long. And Portland with the ball. They're on a 19-7 run. Here's Lillard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lillard's got 35 in the game.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
One-on-one fast break. Good work there as it goes. Lillard's got 37.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Frazier with it. Lillard picks him up. Porter outside. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
The outstanding quickness of Lillard. It keeps the D on their heels. He excels at drawing the foul on these drives.
The Trailblazers have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
Two shots.
And he makes the first.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
For the Trailblazers, Aminu comes in for Evan Turner. And McCollum subbed in for Pat Connaughton. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Gortat. Smith comes in for Morris. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Beal. And Satoransky's subbed in for Frazier. Full free throws good from Lillard. It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Meeks kicks to Porter. To the paint. Deflects the pass. Mahimi. Nurkic with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. Six seconds left to play here in the half. Meeks can't hit.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, going up against a big run, trying to mount one of your own, I mean, it's exhausting and takes a tremendous amount of energy here.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Trailblazers opening up a huge gap. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Terry Stotts. Coach, what has gone right for your team so far?
Well, we've got a lot of energy. Getting stops and getting runouts was the biggest difference.
And that gets your guards involved early in the offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And, a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 39 points, 5 steals, and 1 assist. An extremely potent first 2 quarters for him. What'd you think about Portland, Kenny?
Well, the best part of their performance has been their offensive rebounding. So often it's overlooked, but you get 2 quality shots because of your effort. That is the difference in the game. I love the way they're battling and getting all those putbacks. They keep that up, game over.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
A look at the Hawthorne Bridge in gorgeous downtown Portland as we welcome you back to Oregon. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
The Wizards shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Chris, the Blazers with an intriguing group of young players, and they've got a deep bench, too.
Terry Stotts spreading the minutes low, keeping his guys fresh, and instilling confidence in those younger reserves.
The incredible pair of Lillard and McCollum are at the 1 and 2. Vonleh's out there with Nurkic, and it's Connaughton in at the 3. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Now here's Frazier. After the miss from Damian Lillard, Beal can't get it to go.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done.
Oh! Tell us how you really feel
about that finish.
But look at how quickly Lillard leaps out in transition. He wants to run down the throat of the D, burn him in the open floor.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And another miss by Washington.
Third straight miss to start the half, but it's still early. No need to panic.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
One of the most skilled offensive players in the game. C.J. McCollum has all the moves you want.
And C.J. McCollum with a point guard's handle. He can attack with either hand.
He transitions cleanly into his pull-up jumper. With that quick high release, almost no time to recover.
first free throw is good.
Well, one thing the Wizards have done a good job of is making use of the corner three. It's the most efficient shot in the game. Wizards make sure they have that as an option on a lot of their sets.
And so McCollum nails both of them. And if you look at the personnel of the Wizards, it makes sense that they get so much use out of the corner three.
Well, not just because they have good shooting team from distance, but they have John Wall that breaks down the defense, attracts other defenders, which leaves wide open players for jump shots.
Offensive rebound. Nurkic can't hit.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
Beal can't get it to go.
Man, you hate this. Getting off to a rocky start in the beginning to this half. Only shooting 20% from the field.
Wizards have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Porter, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And that one is good. Lillard's got 43 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Beal. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Porter outside, knocks down the 3-ball. Porter's got 10.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And Damian Lillard again.
That lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting like he has so far.
Washington's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. A nice shot by Frazier.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
Trailblazers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Lillard misses.
How about that hard-nosed D in the paint right there? Nice job.
Oh, you're right. That's just a great combination of leverage and toughness. Could not back him down.
A shot by Frazier, no good. The Trailblazers shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Nurkic can't hit. Washington shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Kicks to Frazier. To the middle, here's Morris. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Frazier's got 4 assists in the game.
Morris is such a gifted scorer in the paint. He utilizes both his height and weight to get deep inside.
And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That is his first foul of the game. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
And that's turnover number 2 on the game, doing a nice job in terms of ball control.
Outside, Beal. Clock at 6. Launches it, drains it from beyond the arc. Beal's got 6.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And Lillard gets double teamed. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. From deep. A shot by Frazier, no good.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Yes, that goes in.
I mean, this D is a joke. It's way too passive. They got to get a body on him when he's on his way to the bucket.
Here is Frazier after the basket by Jusuf Nurkic. It's tipped out of bounds. Washington takes possession. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Lillard.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Wizards have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Frazier kicks to Morris over Vonleh, and he can't bank that one in. The Trailblazers shooting is leaving some to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Frazier. 11 points in the game. To the paint, Nurkic with the steal. Lillard outside. Launches it. Good on the triple. Lillard's got 48.
Look, he's driven him to this lead, and it doesn't look like he's going to ease up until the final whistle.
There's a screen by Gortat. Porter kicks to Morris. Again, the miss by Morris. The Trailblazers have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, the Portland Trailblazers are developing a great chemistry for a young team. Damian Lillard takes the team to San Diego every September for bonding purposes, and he told me how much we like each other, how much time we spend around each other. That shows you a team that is really together. It is a unit. We have each other's back. Kevin?
And it's critical to establish camaraderie early on. Thank you, D.A. Sounds like Lillard has this team headed in the right direction. Washington shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Frazier the pass to Beal. Offline with his three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's good, 2 points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Wizards shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And there it is for him.
Well, look, Morris can fill it up quickly. He's a dangerous scorer. He only needs a few shots to fall to find his groove.
Here's Lillard following the basket by Markieff Morris and the basket by Lillard.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Frazier kicks to Beal. Passes it to Porter. Gortat with a screen on McCollum. Back to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. A shot by Frazier, no good. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 15-4 run right now. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Nurkic, the first player, Chris, in over 30 years to record a game with 28 points, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, and 6 blocks.
Yeah, he lit up the Sixers that night in the win for the Blazers. His hot start ignited Nurkic fever in Portland and helped propel them back into that playoff hunt.
That free throw good from Lillard. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Leonard, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Davis comes in for Vonleh. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Napier in for C.J. McCollum. Good on both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Meeks on the wing. Pass to Satoransky. Smith on the wing. And Smith gets double teamed. Right wing. Oubre. No one around him. No good on the three. And Portland with the ball. They're on a 17-4 run. Here's Aminu. They grabbed their own miss.
That rebound was up for grabs to get, but his length really was the determining factor in him coming away with it.
That's tipped, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Rockets. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, Portland, 5.5 games behind.
And for the Trailblazers, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
Greg, I wish I could say I saw this coming, but I had no idea. They put it together so early. Tremendous job by the coaching staff.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink?
Here's Satoransky. Washington with a fresh shot clock. Now here's Oubre. He's guarded closely. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
And Satoransky, a player who was drafted back in 2012, but then stashed in Europe as he developed his game.
Oh, yeah, he's known for his strong work ethic, and is a bit of a grinder for this team.
One
he
shot,
knew
gentlemen.
he had a lot of work ahead of him to adjust to the NBA. He's committed, though, to staying in the league. He's not thinking of returning to Europe.
Here's Napier. 8 points for him. Right side, Leonard. Over Mahinmi. And it's Leonard missing. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
For three, Smith buries the long-range jumper. Smith's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Leonard. Here's Davis. Second chance shot. He lays it in.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Satoransky. He's got 11. Smith on the wing. From outside the arc, Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
Feeds to Smith. And the layup's good off the glass. Smith's got 5 points in the quarter.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other five in the league.
Washington shooting 42% from the field here in the third. He feeds it to Oubre. Tries again. Portland grabs the miss. Davis has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Rebound, Washington. Now, here's Meeks. He's got 6. Smith with a wide open look. Cans it from downtown. Smith's got his third bucket of the night. Dishes it to Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. Washington shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Nice ball movement by Washington. The shot's good from Smith.
Oh, he has been dominant on offense. Who knows where they'd be in this game without his efforts?
Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Leonard's gone 2 of 4 from the field. Smith outside. Now, here's Meeks. Turner covering. Here's Mahinmi. Aminu grabs the miss.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing. Those 2 things that he possesses.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Oubre with it. Al-Farouq Aminu covering. Now the dish to Meeks. Trying his luck deep. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Leonard's gone 2 for 5 tonight. And Satoransky kicks to Smith. They get the rebound. The shot by Mahinmi, no good. Here's Leonard. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
You got to keep tracking down balls, tracking down the rebounds, and looking to play and flow is good.
Moments ago, Coach Terry Stotts happy with the tempo, just wants his team to work hard in those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, and that could start to wear the other team down a little, maybe cause them to lose some of their confidence. Let's see how this plays out.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So the Wizards 5 right now. We've got Mike Scott, Jody Meeks out there with Satoransky, and it's Smith, and it's Mahimi in at the 5 down low. Here's Satoransky, 5 to shoot. They set the screen. Second shot opportunity, and Mahimi lays it up and in. And for Portland, they're shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Here's Davis. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Smith. Leonard with the steal. And finished off by Davis.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And Satoransky kicks to Smith. Scott with the ball. Al-Farouq Amino covering. And there's the pass to Satoransky. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And we know this league is enjoying great success. The Players Union going into last season created a program, Chris, to fund health insurance for all retired players with 3 or more years of service.
Well, I'm proud of our Players Union. I hope that other sports take lead. You know, you take care of those that come before you. That's one thing in the NBA we always know and the players will always respect. That's why it was a unanimous vote by the Players Association. It definitely was a proud moment. I'm proud of my NBA brothers.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And Washington making a change here. Young's checked in. Here's Satoransky. Clock at 6. Davis with the double team. Young in the corner. Outside, Meeks. He can't get that one to fall. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That will complete this 4-game homestand. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. For the 3, Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Leonard. Washington with the rebound.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
On the wing, Scott. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, that's because they made a concerted effort to get the shooters involved. Now they've built up the confidence.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Now the feed to Meeks. It's Young on the wing. Scott kicks to Satoransky. Leonard with the steal. Here's Davis, and Davis throws it down.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
Here's Satoransky. Smith kicks to Young. Nice ball movement by Washington. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Satoransky. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the flow of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Meeks on the wing. Passes it to Satoransky. Screen by Young. Kicks to Smith. Off the screen. And the dunk by Smith.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Oh, yeah, incredible teamwork there. A play you perfect only by practicing it until you're blue in the face.
2 seasons ago, you think about the Blazers. They were a young, overachieving team full of great bargain contracts. Well, yeah, they're still young, but they had to shell out some big-time cash to kind of keep that young nucleus together.
And the first one at the line is good. And despite spending big money to keep their young talent all together, last season the Blazers, Greg, narrowly made the playoffs and were swept in the first round.
Yeah, and some of those contracts, they have to be a concern if this team doesn't show progress this season. Still, there's something to be said for that stability. This roster given the chance to grow together and develop that chemistry and continuity. Let's see what the ceiling is.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu.
Oh, so because no one was there to contest, you're going to just put a little something extra on it. I see you.
And Satoransky kicks to Scott. Davis with the double team. Back to Scott. Meeks on the wing. Outside, Scott. And Young kicks to Smith. Washington needs to get a shot off here. The shot by Satoransky, no good.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Davis. But they get it back.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Well, he played very poorly in the first half, but during the second half, oh, he's feeling it. He's really flipped the on switch and owned it.
Young outside. And we've seen a few players come into the NBA through different paths. They're playing overseas for a year or spending time in the D-League, now known as the G League. Chris, do you think that these alternative paths to the NBA will ever be as common as the standard collegiate path to the NBA?
Well, I think it can be only because there's such an international presence in the game, and that now you're starting to find players all over. And the great thing about the NBA is it doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters what type of skill set that you have. So I can see it being other paths to the NBA, but the NCAA is always going to be one in the fact that guys want to play for their state teams, and that's always going to be fun to watch. But thank God for basketball fans and athletes, there's a lot of paths to the NBA, which is the ultimate if you want to play basketball.
Absolutely. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And you look back to last season, the Wizards started slow, but something clicked for them halfway through the year, Chris, and they were able to turn things around.
Well, just with all the talk about how the Wizards should rebuild, it seems like they pulled it together. They took some time to get things right with the new coach, and the alleged strife on the team disappeared once they started winning.
And he makes the first. And the Blazers with 3 first-round picks under their control this last summer. That's where you want to be.
Definitely. Picks 15, 20, and 26 in a strong draft class. That could really help reinforce a roster.
Harkless is checked in for Portland. Porter's checked in for Washington. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard-hat town, a blue-collar town, and you have to earn your keep. And you have to wish positive for the future. And so it's been great coming from there, and the hard times being from there, you know that we're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there, and as long as we have the people, everything else will be great.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand-new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play, and I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace, and so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity, and so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
Good on the second free throw. And last season, Greg, you heard a lot of names brought up for most improved player in the league, and Otto Porter was one of them.
I mean, and I think for Porter, the change came when he just felt more comfortable from deep in terms of shooting. He always had a solid mid-range game, but now he looks comfortable from deep and has become one of the bigger threats we have in the league.
Here's Meeks after the made shot from Mo Harkless. Smith kicks to Porter. Meeks on the wing. And again, Washington, no good. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. The shot by Harkless, no good.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jumper.
Porter outside. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Davis has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call on Washington with the foul. And for Mo Harkless, Greg, a one-and-done as we know out of St. John's, then first played in the NBA with Orlando, but he has found a role, it seems, with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and think of it, the Magic basically gave him away. Felt he wasn't aggressive enough and not a good enough shooter. He's gained confidence here in Portland and parlayed that into a long-term contract.
First free throw is good. Well, the league has begun a program to crunch the numbers and learn how to reduce player injuries. It's just getting started. But, Chris, exciting to think that we'd be able to cut down on that part of the game.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to a guy that suffered injuries most of my career. I'm glad that we have more information now as far as, looking on the bench. You have player tracking cameras, the nutrition. You have more research and flexibility and strength. And so now it can all be measured. And as long as the players-doctor relationship is kept in privacy, I think it'll make a big difference.
Now here's Porter inside. And it's Young. That time on the assist from Porter. Porter's got 3 assists in the game. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Harkless on the wing, guarded by Porter. That one falls.
Terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
The Wizards have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. On the wing, Porter buries it from three-point range. Porter's got 4 this quarter.
When Porter first came into the league, he didn't have this shot. Now he's a knockdown perimeter shooter.
Harkless with the bucket. Washington's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. And Satoransky kicks to Porter. Harkless comes with a double team. To the inside. The kick out to Porter. Pass to Satoransky. Tries a 3. And Davis pulls it down.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Leonard lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
He's feeling it this half. Total turnaround after a rough first half.
For Washington, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. They set the screen inside. It's deflected. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Leonard's got the ball. Here's Napier. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr. A lot of history here with the Wizards and Washington. A lot of great players have worn the jersey, yourself included, Chris. Do you have a favorite Wizard or Bullet player you like to watch?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did. Juwan Howard. I love watching him go to work in that great All-Star season that he had. Wes Unseld, he's had a huge influence on so many bigs. Elvin Hayes, I mean, his name is all over the franchise record book. So many players. John Wall now.
And he knocks down the first one. The NBA coaching ranks always looked at and scrutinized. Only 30 great jobs out there in the league, and yet they're on the firing line, it seems like, every season. Chris, what enables head coaches, in your opinion, to be successful? And has that changed over the years?
Well, I think what allows you to be successful, first of all, what is your acumen for the game? Can you communicate? Can you inspire players? Are you a humble guy? And, I think those are the main things that you have to, have as a coach. But look, players get traded all the time. Everybody's under pressure. So, just got to do your best and keep it moving.
And again, Washington, no good.
His head doesn't look in the game right now. He can't seem to connect on any shot he takes out there.
Aminu misses. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
Oh, man, come on. Injuries like this can change the course of a game, even the whole season. Our thoughts and prayers are with him.
Scotty's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Here's Washington now. On the wing, Scott. He's guarded by Davis. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Well, a few seasons ago, the NBA introduced the last 2-minute report, where they release a review of all the calls in the final 2 minutes of a game. It has certainly had some mixed reaction. Chris, how do you feel about the public review that a refereeing crew now faces with the report?
Well, I think pressure should be on referees just like it is on players. I think everyone gets their job evaluated, and it's no different from anyone else. I don't know what it does, though, what a report does by telling you what happened in the last 2 minutes and that this referee missed the call. So I don't know what it does, but I don't mind it because everyone needs to be held accountable, and transparency is always good.
Very well said, Chris. Tipped away. Aminu over to help. And Aminu slams it in.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Look at this. I like this. Team basketball. Keeping the ball moving till they find the right shot.
Satoransky, the pass to Meeks. He kicks it to Porter. Here's the three. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Davis has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Aminu with the bucket.
Love the tenacity. That's money in tight against the pressure.
The Wizards shooting around 37% in the fourth quarter. The minutes starting to wear on them. 1:33 left to play in the final quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Trailblazers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
A two-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Damian Lillard.
Well, he had a nose for the basketball tonight, playing some disruptive D and picking pockets left and right.
These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Well, the Wizards shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Feeds to Smith. No good, unable to end this run. Trailblazers shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
So it's Washington now after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Out of bounds, Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're up. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
They'd lost 2 straight coming into this one, and he knew he needed to put his foot down. He's shown leadership tonight, getting them back on the winning track. On defense, the Trailblazers. And Smith gets double-teamed. Dishes it to Meeks. It's stolen by Aminu. Here's Connaughton. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Washington called for the foul. First one falls for him. So he gets them both. Here's Satoransky, 7-second difference, shot and game clock, and he commits the intentional foul.
Timeout. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They lead. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
My guess is that they're just trying to avoid some monumental breakdown after having dominated up to this point.
.29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. At the line of the Wizards, Tomas Satoransky. 2 shots.
Oh, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. So he gets them both. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Davis, here we go. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And that's now 30 points for Davis. And so they foul intentionally.
And Davis. That's his second personal foul. Fourth team foul. Shooting for Washington, Tomas Satoransky. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked. I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Well, a well-earned victory, feeding off the energy of this hometown crowd really all night.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Good on both. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Aminu, good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. 6 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Outside for Davis. The shot offline. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Damian, it looks like this team's progress can be measured by your improvement at the defensive end. And did we see that tonight?
We made some mistakes like every other basketball team does, but I think we did a great job of making adjustments. You know, we got a little more physical. You know, we did a great job of that.
And that led to a big win, Damian. Thanks for your time, man. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.